Hello.
Hi, everyone. We're in denial over here. We're like in the denial side of things. It's not the last class just happened. This is not our wrap up.
Not
Nope.
at all.
We're just chatting with friends,
we're
right?
just hanging out.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be over.
It's been so fun.
It's like Christmas, right? You spend months preparing for Christmas.
That's so true.
And then you eat that dinner and it's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you spend all that time getting your kids gifts and they open them in 5 seconds and then they're like, where's the rest?
Except I have to tell you, when you have adult children, it's a whole lot easier.
A whole lot easier.
Yeah,
yes.
it's a whole lot easier because they just don't require all the things.
I just realized my mic is not on.
Oh, we should get that mic on.
What was going on?
Yeah, Douglas is like, I'm not sure because we did a mic check, but then someone had to have a bio break and I guess turn that off. So
I didn't want Douglas to hear my bio break.
So we were having a bio break. Oh, friends. I'm reading all your comments and I love that, Ivor, that you're still awake in Germany. It's late. Oh, I'll just talk amongst myself here. My co-host has just abandoned her chair. She's out. She's like, Catherine, you've just made me crazy. I'm out. Let me start with saying what an incredible day. What an incredible day we just had. We won't even talk about the whole weekend yet. We're going to just talk about today. Of course, you started with Andrea Lake's mini album, and that was amazing. Amazing. The way, watching how that came together was incredible. Loved how the patience to actually create a full album. And I was really specific that I was like, this time I don't want you filling an album. I want you creating the album. And I think she did that. Are you good? We're good? All right. We got you on sound. We're good. Got a new one. What'd you do when you went for that bio break? Did you drop your mic in the toilet and you didn't tell us?
I'm so careful not to do that. You don't even know.
Well,
okay, sorry guys.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
So we were just talking about Andrea's class.
So good.
You know, yes. Loved the collection she worked with, but just loved all those photos in there.
Absolutely.
Loved all the pockets.
The interaction. How different everything was. The acetate. I was like, I've never done that with acetate. That's pretty cool.
Right.
And the belly band. I love it.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
It.
And then, of course, at the very end, she snuck a little announcement out there.
Something we've been working on.
With our permission, but definitely, something we've been working on, and we're going to talk about that in a couple minutes.
Yes.
So, but yes, the time Andrea took to create it and go over steps and go over some of the homework.
Yeah.
And just also to give some solutions to some of the homework issues we'd had. Truly a masterclass.
Absolutely.
In doing that. So
I love how
really
Ellen says, does Andrea know that she is stuck with us forever?
Yeah, ever and ever, Andrea. Sorry.
I think she knows now.
I think she knows.
Yeah.
And I think she likes us.
I think she does.
I mean, she's always repping the pink colors. She's always got pink on those nails. I think she gets it.
And she's been with us in person now, so she knows the real us.
She knows.
She still likes us.
Still here.
Yeah, so.
Well, we do have fun, though.
I know.
We do have fun.
We do.
I went to Allison's class, and I was really excited to see that come together. I did not pre-watch that video, although we had it.
Really cool.
I loved how that came together.
Yeah.
And I loved how you could really just create something without, with no, really no starting point, just a straight edge, making lines. And I loved how she translated it, you know, from that 10-inch square over onto a layout and then just went from there. And and even if you hand stitched it, if you tried to machine stitch it, even if you just put faux stitching on it.
Use the pen.
Yeah, amazing.
You know what I would do, to make that even, like that layout faster, I would just do bigger chunks.
Bigger chunks,
Bigger chunks.
Sure.
And then you still have an amazing layout.
Yep.
I think it's doable for everyone.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
100%.
Yeah. And you all got to see where the ruler idea came from because it was Allison's last class and then her design, or not the design concepts, but her full year class she did last year, the sketch 101 class, and amazing. Yeah. And friends, if you have not seen that Sketch 101 class, of course.
Sketches 2024.
Sorry.
We get all the classes mixed up.
Sketches 2024. They're all self-paced, so you can start at any time. Megan does all the handouts for them. They're beautiful. You're going to have some incredible resource at the end. I mean, one of our top-selling classes is still your Scrapbook 101 class.
And then Allison's class.
Allison's class. Sketches class. That
Mm-hmm.
was amazing. But watching her use that ruler, I was like, we need to find that.
Yeah.
I need to find where that comes from.
And I had never seen that before she did that either.
Sue Lynn, she did 41 pieces. You're right, sister. What were you thinking?
What were you thinking, Sue?
Tammy had 14 chunks, you know. And I agree, Monkey Katie. I couldn't quite figure out how she did it until I watched her do it. So it's one of those classes, if you kind of got it and you created along, amazing. If you watched first, and then create after, that's amazing too. And we all learn differently and we all absorb information differently. So we love in our card event, lots of people just watch and do after.
Yes.
So, and then other people, I get it, say, this is the finite time I had to create and I'm going to create.
Yeah.
And we saw one of the pictures, I forget her name, but she was like, she just showed, she was on her deck showing all the layouts she had created. Picture. It was amazing. That was really good. You know what, again, as we said from the beginning, this was your weekend. So whatever way you approached it was amazing. And then, of course, we wrapped up with Paige. And just really, again, amazing. That umbrella layout, I loved it. Adorable.
The chain stitching. Oh.
Yeah, amazing. It reminded me a little bit of like her paintbrush layout that she had done. Loved that one too. I mean, she just always, and then to meet her mom at the end.
That was really cute.
That is so sweet. And I love that we got to meet her kids in her meet and greet.
Yeah.
Fox and Jane, who I had the pleasure of actually going to Paige's house last November. We were in Colorado for a series of concerts, and we were very close to her. So I was like, we'd love to come and drop by.
Aww.
And so it was Jack and I, my daughter, and my nephew had gone out, and it was so cute because my nephew walked out of her stunning house. I mean, you think there's color on her layouts? There is beautiful color in her home. And I remember walking out and my nephew going, her home is beautiful. And I'm like,
nice.
Yes. It's like, it's like anthropology meets maybe a little restoration hardware. Yeah, it was just, it's beautiful. So really, yes, Ellen, I will try to bring Paige to Markham. I will try, friend. I will try. But really, her pages are always so beautiful. Pages are always so beautiful.
Yeah.
And full of color and texture. And
I feel like I've grown up in the same time with Paige because I'm 2 years older than her. I think we, kind of started around the same time. Online, online Studio Calico. Remember when all that got big online?
Yep.
And I feel like I've watched her kids grow up.
Yes.
So
much as we've watched Lizzie and Ayrton grow up too. I mean, that's amazing. I remember Vicki Bouton's kids and watching them grow up.
Through her scrapbook layouts.
Through her scrapbook layouts. Yep. Having her son on the cover once, and and now they're much older.
Yes.
So I never go to anything, but if Paige comes to Markham, I'm there. Okay, Monkey Kitty.
We'll see.
All right, Paige Evans, if you're listening, you're in demand, sweetie. You're in demand. So that was today's classes, but that wraps up such a weekend of education. And what I would love to know is, what was your aha moment? What was the aha moment? For me, I think it was watching Allison's class. Well, I think there was an aha moment in every class. I think even as much as I have watched you all and I have watched along, do I create like you do? I do not. That's why I have you all come to the studio and help me create. But so although I don't create, I feel like even though I've watched 100 classes, I learn something every time.
Absolutely. I think all of us do. Yeah. I think all of us do. Or learn a different way of doing something. Like you can watch Paige and say, wow, I know how to do that, but that's a much easier way. Or, that makes much more sense to do it that way,
Tracy, I know you're asking, besides Markham, will there be any other in-person events? For now, no. For now, no. They will be in SCT's hometown for lots of reasons. Flights are just pretty unaffordable to fly a team around as it once was in those years. Hotels have become just so much more costly as they still all recover from COVID losses. And for now, I think we will just be sticking to home. And the Hilton here has just bent over backwards, and we have the most incredible space, that we could have ever asked for. So for now, no, we will be staying in Markham for that. But I love it. So the 9-panel quilting approach, I love that. Using a spatula.
Yes.
I promise we're trying, okay?
Using leftovers from the scallop circle die cuts in Megan's class. I love that layout too. That's
and can we give a beautiful shout out right now to Debbie Knapp, who does not have a box.
Oh, Debbie.
And yet was here with us all weekend long.
That's awesome.
And so positive and so kind. And just amazing. Amazing. And we'll talk about that after. But really, thank you for just being so gracious about
Megan's
it all.
spatula.
So yeah, Megan's spatula.
We're working on it, guys.
The custom scallop border around her die cut with a hole punch or with
that was such a
circle
good idea.
punch. So
I even
smart.
said the same. Oh my goodness. I've never done that. Yeah, it's amazing.
So I'm loving this. I felt connected, my quilting world with my scrapbook world. Yes.
Yeah.
And I agree, Debbie, right? Learning from all the instructors and chatting. I mean, I love, and so many of you, we kept to the class, really pretty much to the class. We didn't kind of go off tangent. You see in the card event, we go way off tangent sometimes, but really, farewell until November 26th or Halloween, Christmas 2025. Oh, Pam, Pamela, you're getting ahead of me here.
Yes, please.
So although it was just a lunch chat, I learned so much about my iPhone from Jess. Exactly.
That was great.
And I love, because I know sometimes what their strengths are. And yes, Jess can do amazing pocket pages. She really can do. You know, we kind of hit our budget on things, but yet I know she knows so much about photos and stories.
Yes.
And as well, how to talk about some iPhone. Now, I'm not sure how much of that translates to the Android world, but I'm sure there were ideas in there that you could take that, you know, are going to streamline some of the approach to that.
Yes.
So, Jess did not make me cry this time, Ellen. I know. She really takes us to the well of emotions sometimes. She's very good at that.
Aww.
She's very good.
Stefania, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
That makes my day. That makes my day.
Overcome your insecurities. That does make your day. That's what you say every time. That's what you say every time. I just want to teach them. I want them to feel empowered to create. I want them to walk into their scrap space and want to create. So much of this, yes, you might have run out of product from this, but you can create versions of these layouts over and over and over and over again.
Absolutely. And we saw some of that already in the group.
We did.
Yes.
We did. So. And you know what? That probably leads us right into approach, right into creative approach. So this is our new class that we're excited, but there's two parts of this that are exciting. So Douglas, do we have that creative approach graphic so we can all see in case you weren't in class with Andrea Lake? So creative approach now.
I'm really excited about it.
I'm going to let you speak to it.
Well, Andrea and I have been working.
Since this is your baby.
Well, it's not mine. It's Andrea's. She came up with this idea, and I think it's really fantastic. All of the information is on the website right now. So if you can't read the little fine print on the web address there, you can go to Scrapbook and Cards Today, go to classes, and it should be at the top.
It's not. I don't know if Jen has, because we're giving our friends a little special deal. So I'm not sure until maybe tomorrow whether or not that's going to be linked in the drop-down menu. But if it's not already, there you go, scrapbookandcard.com, just creative-approach.
Creative-approach. Yep. So this is going to be a 4-week class with Andrea. Just like all of our other classes, you're going to have a PDF lesson handout. You're going to have a video with every lesson. This is really about how you take the way that you create and figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, how to set yourself up for success, given time periods that you may have, given the project size that you have. Right. So that's what I love about it. It's tailored for everyone, whether you're a fast scrapbooker or a slow scrapbooker. If you have a big project to create, maybe you want to create 12 by 12 layouts for this one event.
Do you want a calendar?
How are you going to break that down? Right. There are going to be 2 live stream sessions with Andrea. You're going to have your private Facebook group like we always have. So you'll be able to contact Andrea, ask her questions during the live streams. It's just going to be a fantastic class.
Another class, 4-week class, self-paced. So again, you can, you know what, if you can start it when you're ready to start it because the lessons are there. And Jen is saying you can find the class in the shop SCT online class section. We just haven't put it in the drop-down menu yet. So I think, again, this whole personal goal mapping, I think, and creating. So you're going to take the 30, 60, 90-minute approach as well. Yes. That we have taken, that we just did an article on this. And that was kind of one of my babies that I was like, I've got 30 minutes. Show me what I can do. I've got 60 minutes tonight. Show me what I can do. I've got 90 minutes. Give me tips on how to elevate. So almost like a bit of an easy, detailed expert. Like, how can we take things to different levels? But how can we do something great in, say, 30 plus minutes?
Absolutely. And we've outlined all 4 of the lessons. So what we're going to be covering in those lessons. So we're being totally transparent about what we're going to be learning.
Yep. It's all there.
Andrea's going to talk about tools, communities, things that can help you reach your goals. And then you're going to watch her create like in a real-time video. So if she has 30 minutes to create, here's what she's going to do. And how is she going to set herself up for success before she even sits down for that 30 minutes.
Exactly.
So,
and I think that's some of it. We've all amassed a lot of product, right? So this also was, we have a lot of product, you know, we're helping to teach you, of course, what you can do with product.
Yeah.
But let's take another approach to the product as well. And let's get ourselves set up for success with the product. Because what we don't want to happen is, you know, that you walk in your craft space and go, what am I doing? Like I'm suddenly a little overwhelmed.
Or you feel, that's exactly what I was just going to say. Sometimes we walk in there and we feel overwhelmed because we think, oh, I have this layout I want to make in this one and this one. And you feel so overwhelmed that you can't figure out how to break it down into smaller tasks. And I think Andrea is really good at that because she creates a lot.
She does.
And she works a full-time job. Yeah. And so we all know that she is so organized.
And has 2 children, you know, school-age children that are going through sports and going through all the things. And she came to us with this idea, and it was, you know, we kind of married 2 ideas together, and I think we've ended up with the perfect baby. Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Tara's asking, is this a class for 12 by 12 layouts? Well, I would say that this is going to be more project focused on layouts, but it can extend to anything. Right. So the tips that she's going to be sharing with you for how to organize yourself, how to break down your project, can be used for anything, making mini albums, doing pocket pages, things like that. So,
and Monkey Kitty, you are not alone. Reading my thoughts, procrastination, overwhelmed by product. Yeah, we get that. I mean, we saw through COVID, we all acquired a lot of product. So, and then with lots of virtual events, you know, you're acquiring more product. But this is just really going to be an amazing way to get more out of that product and to get less stress as you're approaching this product. Because I think sometimes it can be stressful. Yeah. I remember, gosh, when I was kind of in their earlier days, it would take me 3 days to do a layout. Absolutely. I would go back to it and change something, and go back and change it. And then, you know, sometimes it would kind of never get finished. Right. Because I had looked at it too much. Yeah. So this is going to be a great approach to do that. But guess what, friends?
We have a surprise.
We do have a surprise. Because as I thought more and more about this class and when we were launching this class, what I want to do is offer it to this group and only to this group at 50% off. So you're going to use a code called, I think Douglas is putting it up on the screen right now. Yep, 50 CREATE. And you are going to use that code for 50% off this class. Now, it's, I think, a $30 US, $35 Canadian course. Correct, you're going to get 15% off that. Now, what doesn't apply is the 20%, additional 20%, because always when you take one of our online classes, not events, online classes, you are automatically get a 20%. So know that if you're ever buying a class and you see 4 that you want, buy one.
Buy one first. Buy
one first, and then get your 20% code and then buy the other 3, right? Yeah. Shouldn't be telling you that, but I have actually refunded people. And like, if you had just bought one, you would have, you would have known. So if I catch it. Anyways, now we are going to extend this till June 30th. And if you don't use the coupon code, I'm going to tell you there's not going to be refunds because we are so inundated with obviously so many refunds from this event. And as well, when we did our card event, we added a bonus day, and there was an option that if you did the bonus day that you didn't pay additional shipping, but you had to click this box. Well, hundreds clicked this box. Oh, yeah. So Jen is still working her way through all of those refunds as well, or the credits. Those are all done by way of credit. So friends, so what I'm saying is valid until June 30th. You have this code. If you use it try to use it after June 30th, it will not work, and we won't be able to do any refunds.
So do it early.
So do it
before
early.
You forget.
Yep. Again, it's not in our drop-down menu because we wanted to give this to you guys first, and you've got this code. Yeah.
Shop SCT.
So go to Shop SCT, and you will see it in our online courses. But I really, with all the grace and the patience and the understanding you have given to us, because you know what I also haven't said. Through the tariff situation is many people asked for a refund, the reimbursement, which we offered freely to everybody who paid it. But we had many who didn't take that and just said, you know what, I'm not putting that back on a small business. So the grace, and I get, you know what, and if you did, great. And if you didn't, great. Like, honestly, no judgment. But I wanted to do something that says thank you for being so gracious as we navigated really the hardest month of our 19 years in business. So,
Absolutely.
so I hope this helps. But yes, we're always open to ideas, Andrea. We're always open to your ideas.
You're awesome.
So anyways, and again, it's another way to come together. So we want to do that. So, you know, it's going to be a $15 or $18, you know, expense, but it means we get to come together again. And that excites me a lot.
And I would say, you know, overseeing all the classes for SCT here, take it when the class is running. I mean, you can take it at any time, but try to get involved when the class is running, because when you're in the Facebook group,
it's fun.
You get even more inspired by your classmates. You get more ideas from them. So it's just really great.
Yeah.
We have a ton of classes in our library, though. So check them out if you haven't experienced them.
But remember,
before.
Buy one first.
Buy this one first.
But, you know, yes. Now, but for all the other courses that we have in there, just again, when you buy one, you get 20% off all future online classes. Now, that does not apply to events, and it doesn't apply to like our one-day card events that we do.
Those are events.
Right. Those are events, or our kits and classes. This is just strictly to our online classes.
The things that don't ship.
The things that don't ship. And there is no product that will ship with this, which kind of a relief, not gonna lie.
Because they're going to be able to pull things out of their stash.
Absolutely. Use that stash. I love Shelly's question. She's like, what is the white tumbler behind you? And it looks like a vase for your flowers.
Oh, it does. Jennifer McGuire.
That's Jennifer McGuire's Share Handmade Kindness tumbler that she had sent us a while ago. So we do, Joanne, we do try to coordinate our outfits. We do. Who's wearing pattern? Who's wearing a solid? We do try.
Yep.
So what pushed you out of your comfort zone this weekend? I want to know. Yeah.
Some people,
Patty has a question.
Patty has a question. Patty, where is your...
Will the lives be at night? Yes, they will. Yes, they will.
Yeah, the lives are at night.
Yes, because, Andrea does work full time, so they will be at night. And we do try to, all of our class lives are typically at night, Patty, so that...
you guys are busy. My phone is blowing up here beside me.
They've got multiple
They're not listening to it. They got multiple tabs. They're like, nope,
you can always watch on replay.
Yes.
Everything that we do is available on replay, and we turn on that live chat replay. So if you're somebody that likes to read the chat too, then you'll be able to do that about a day after the video goes live.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so I hope you guys all join.
Yep.
But I would say, your question, what pushed you out of your comfort zone?
Yeah.
When you told me to make a double page layout on the fly. Now, I will create a double page layout for every class because she asked me to. But when you say you have 30 minutes to create a double page layout, well, that was a little bit,
That was a lot, wasn't it?
That was a lot.
It's a lot. Maybe in hindsight, I shouldn't have pushed you so hard.
Wow.
You still made me a great breakfast this morning, so I don't think you were too mad.
Thank you.
I don't think you were too mad.
But I did make you walk first thing in the morning, too.
Yes, almost an hour.
Yes.
Yeah. And her stride is a lot different than mine.
I shorten it
See,
for
this
you.
is what I like when we're sitting down, is we actually look a little more the same height. I kind of like that.
Cynthia says she's still salty. Yep. Yep. I am.
Just maybe a little bit. Just maybe a little bit. But she did spend her last part of the afternoon making my husband a cheesecake. Mr. SCT gets a cheesecake for all of his hard work, his pain, his suffering,
The funniest thing ever. We just got back from the grocery store, and he was like, hold on, wait, you know how to make a cheesecake? And I was like, doesn't everyone? I've made, like, my husband dozens of cheesecakes. He was like, I want a cheesecake.
Did you hear that?
So he went right back to the store.
No, Megan Andrew, not everyone makes a cheesecake.
So he went right back to the store and got me all my ingredients. And I did it. And with a berry compote, fresh berry compote.
Yep. Fresh berry compote. She's kind of a rock star. I love having Megan in the studio. You can see why, right?
Yes, my double page layout was still worth it. I still loved it. But we want to hear, I know some of you said stitching. Hand stitching for a lot of you. The quilting layout.
Pinwheels.
Because I guess that's piecing things together. Yep. I did like, I want to know the story behind the dislike for the Stanley. Okay, Julia. The dislike for the Stanley is that I'm a mom of a 12-year-old. And I think all of you now understand. Every time we're in the shop and my daughter sees a Stanley, she wants a new Stanley.
Oh.
So it is like
a little bit of a status symbol around the 12-year-old girls.
It's a status symbol around the 12-year-olds. But you guys know how expensive Stanleys can get, and especially if like so-and-so has this like special edition Stanley or whatever.
Yeah,
And
they're good at marketing, aren't they?
they are. And I'm like, oh, there's this color. Oh, there's this color. I am done with Stanley.
So Julia says, yes, I have a 13-year-old. I knew it.
Yes, I'm done with Stanley.
But I gotta say,
I'm ready
you
for
were
the next thing.
so quick and clever last night.
I was.
Sure, I'll use that.
I know.
And I'll bury it.
And I could have put it on a layout for her. I could have put it on a layout for her, about her. But then it would have just reminded her that she might need another Stanley. So I didn't.
Yep. And Lisa Zapponi is saying that they're banned from her classroom.
See?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. They're
and
huge.
I also don't love that you're drinking out of a straw, because I'm thinking when you're 60 and 70, you're going to end up with lots of little wrinkles
well,
there.
There's things that can help.
I know. True that. True that.
Jenny says, oh, Mama Meghann. Yes.
Yep.
That's my mom coming out.
Lots talking about the math that was done. Lots talking about the quilting that was done.
Yeah.
I loved it. The stitching, because you can see how the stitching adds just such a nice texture.
It does. I think it just adds a little, just that extra touch.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it doesn't take time, because
it takes time.
Doing those scallops on my layout probably took 2 hours for all 8 of them.
I can see why you gave it to them as homework.
Exactly.
That was the most relaxed class you've ever done, Meg.
It was. I kind of enjoyed it.
So much. As homework, you did all the work. So,
yes, exactly.
Yeah, they'll be doing Juvederm in their 20s. Exactly, exactly.
If you give them
Love Becky's class. Yes, love Becky's class. Again, the large photos.
A lot of people,
how many of us love those hero photos? Either scenery, people, and they have these big hero photos. And like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I love that Becky showed that. I love that we got to shop with scrapbook.com too. Yes. That was really fun.
But they showed all sorts of products that, I was in the car and I was like, oh, you guys should get that one. Yeah. Oh, you should, because this is really good. That's really good. They're so good at creating really exciting, interesting, exclusive products at scrapbook.com.
And you know what you guys didn't do? You didn't make them fussy cut very much.
I don't think anybody
You guys
did,
made them
really?
stitch, but not fussy cut. So I think there was fussy cutting was, we hear you.
Yeah, I only
fussy
had 2 fussy cutting pieces.
Yeah,
2.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Don't expect that for the next one, everyone.
And is there anything that surprised you? Anything that surprised you this weekend where you're like, what? Wow. I didn't think I would love that. Any surprises?
I'm thinking.
Besides that basket of surprises I gave you last night?
Well, the stencil surprised me. I really liked that pink on pink stenciling that I did.
Yes.
That was surprising.
That was awesome.
Allison's little trick with the circle punch.
Yep.
And doing the scallop around her die cut with that circle punch. I was like,
because I imagine that would add some nice dimension too,
it
right?
would do. Yeah, it would do.
I love it.
That was surprising to me.
I love it. So the albums that Jen had set up, of course, you guys have been uploading to the albums. We're loving it. We're loving it. We've left question posts for most of the classes. I think I just have to put pages up.
Okay.
And it was more a question, a comment, or a compliment.
Yeah.
And, normally they're generally filled with compliments, which is lovely.
It is lovely.
I think you all did an incredible job. Really, every class it just stood on its own and just had, so many takeaways. So thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I think I can speak for all of the instructors because I know them all really well.
We do know them all really well.
I know them all by now. But I think I can speak for all of them to say thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Oh, here she goes.
To be in an amazing...
We usually know when this is coming, Megan. This is early. Stop it.
This is my turn. Hey, thank you, Catherine, for giving us the opportunity to be involved in another amazing event. And I think that we all know the level that SCT puts out, and we meet that level, right? That's why we do what we do.
It was what I would hope for if I was at an event. I would hope for clear communication. I would hope for, people to be responsive if I had a question.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I hope to do. And what our team really strives to do is just make sure that we leave no one behind.
Yeah,
that everybody is with us. Everybody has their questions answered. Yep. Everybody approaches events differently. So, I think after doing so many, I think, we did 55 in-person events. We've done, I think, 24 of these events. I think we tend to learn.
Right.
And we try to up the bar, and set that bar pretty high.
Absolutely.
And what's nice is other companies in our industry have come to us to ask us,
Absolutely.
where where's the success? Like, what can we do, for that?
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I schedule phone calls with them and schedule Zoom calls and tell them, exactly how we do this. So I love that. I love that there are other options. I encourage everybody to look at other events as well.
Right.
But I love that our community keeps coming back. And so, we're excited today. We've been planning the holiday event, and normally the holiday event would have been on sale by now. I think we usually put that on sale in May. So there will be a holiday event.
We were
the
talking
first
about
weekend
it
of
today.
November, and there was something that was just not right yet. And I had been struggling with this for a couple of weeks, and we've talked about a few different things. And it was just, I just knew there was a piece that wasn't coming together. And just this afternoon, it came together.
We just had to talk it out.
We had to talk it through, talk from different perspectives, and talk about what we want. Oh, Darcel, you were doing the Spellbinders Weekend event as well. I hope it was also amazing. They do such great.
Yes.
Kim Kesty, I mean, she's one of my favorites.
Definitely.
So I'm sure that was great. But I'm so excited that the piece came together. So now this event will come together very quickly. So you can expect that'll go on sale.
Did you say very quickly?
It will.
I have designing to do of product.
You're fine.
No pressure.
Thankfully, we don't have to have that product designed in 2 weeks. But thankfully, the concepts are now all going to come together to create a really great event. It's going to be a Friday night and a Saturday. So we're not going to take up the whole weekend. Right. But we're excited to share that. So watch for that, and we'll make sure that everybody knows when that is coming, because you'll, of course, be alumni, and you will have a first opportunity to register. So
Lisa wants to know what the puzzle piece was. And I'll just say it's something usable for everyone, no matter if you're a card maker or a scrapbooker.
Because that's the interesting part with the holiday event. We like to bring our card makers and our scrapbookers together into one event.
Right.
So we try to make sure that there's something for everybody, plus something to give away if you want to just, now you have a gift to give away. So we always make sure there's an element in there somewhere.
Not the spatula, Ellen. Not the spatula for that one. This is a class that I'm going to teach. So really excited, and we'll have more on that. I mean, so Jen, we have our usual Monday team meeting tomorrow, so we'll talk more about that. And I'm excited to digest this weekend as well with the team. Yeah. So as I said, the albums are there. Friends, keep sharing, keep putting in the albums. People love to see what you created, even if it's a little bit different than the instructor. We love that just as much and even more sometimes, because I think there's different colorways you might have chosen, different approaches you might have taken. Yeah. And it's like they're like little mini Pinterest albums. So and even if you finish up your entire class kit and you want to make the same layout with a new, like another collection, like Lisa showed us today on in the Facebook group. Share. Love it. Yeah.
And look at Debbie again.
Sign me up for everything.
Didn't have her box.
We love you, Debbie. We love you. This is why we love this community. She's out there.
I know.
Yeah.
And Melissa she messaged me and loved her happy birthday messaging this morning, her 50th birthday message. But I don't know if you saw the image in the group that they took of Melissa Love. And you have to know her friends, which I do know her friends, and they're hilarious. They gave her cupcakes that said 60th on them.
That's so mean.
If you knew their friends, you would know. It's so much fun. So yes, Arletta has 3 more events this month. That's amazing.
That's awesome,
I love
Arletta.
it. Keep learning. Keep learning. Keep doing this. So now this is a fun time when our dear Angie Blom, our dear sweet Angie, has been working behind the scenes. And she has created something a little extra special for all of us. So thank you, Angie, for this.
Thank you, Angie.
Everybody, I hope you enjoy reflecting on our weekend together. love that so much. So much. The 75, Leslie, is we just launched our 75th issue of Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. So that's what the 75 is for. So
what a special video. And
thank you, Angie.
Yes, thank you, Angie. And do you know what I love about that video? Is that because we have such a community of people that come back and do all our events and do my Let's Create Togethers and do all that I know people's dogs. I'm like, oh, that's Laura LaForest Golden.
You did say that. It was awesome.
And like, I know people's houses. And I'm like, oh, Meredith's cottage looks so nice. How far away is that? Like, can we go to Meredith's
Only about a 19-hour drive. It's okay. You know, it's all right.
It's just such a special community.
It is special.
It really is.
You know, we kind of left the delivery person part of that out of there. Thank you, Angie. I don't think there were
no hot ones this time.
Well, there were no real pictures of our UPS friends in there, and I think maybe that's okay. This event.
Yes, this event we're not going to put in UPS drivers, but like I said, there were no calendar-worthy UPS drivers.
Also not their fault, right? The issue really wasn't their fault. No. Except that the UPS drivers who asked for checks made payable to our company. So if you were one of the 4 that your UPS driver had you make a check out to us, I assure you I do not get that money. We're furious about it. I don't know what is going to happen with that, but apparently they're being educated about that. As my son would say.
Laura says, oh, Meg, my golden. I know you're golden.
I know.
We're both golden mamas.
Yeah, no UPS friends this time. No. I don't think many of them made it into the group. And I also think they were probably dropping boxes and running.
Probably, yes. I feel bad for them too.
I do. Yeah. They're just doing their jobs. Yeah. But yes, amazing. So a huge thank you to all the instructors that just created such magical classes. Every one of them amazing. A huge, shout out to our kitting team who, again, virtually nothing was missing out of these boxes, and the manufacturers were right. Did we have a few with dented corners? We did. People were really gracious to say, you know what, I'm probably not using all that paper, and I can iron it out. Yeah, give it a quick iron. So, and I think a lot were like, don't send me any more right now until we figure all this out. So yes. But we do thank all of our couriers and thank you, Debbie, all of our UPS drivers and FedEx and Canpar and we use many different carriers to get through that. So, so, a big thank you to, of course, Jen, who's on the back end that, yes, a big thank you, Jen.
I got to hug her.
I know. She came to visit yesterday. Here's the thing. She lives 2 blocks over. And I think about the only time I actually get to see Jen and hug Jen is when you're in town, Meg.
So. She's salty, Jen. You need to fix this. She's going to start holding it against me.
I know. Jen and we're connected by the hip, through technology all day, every day. So, but a huge thank you, Jen, for all that you do to make this run so smoothly. Even when it's not running smoothly, you were still on the end of so many emails to help that situation.
Absolutely.
So thank you. Yeah. A huge thank you to Douglas behind the scenes.
Douglas.
Really, and you got to actually see a picture of Douglas in the dark space in that video. We kind of snapped
Virginia did that for us.
Yeah, she snapped that and slipped it in the video, and he had no idea. So that was amazing. Yeah. And again, Meg, and to you for co-hosting.
Thank you.
You are just always amazing.
I love being next to you.
Well, and I love it when you're here.
And we get to cook and we get to chat and brainstorm all the work that we have.
I know. So amazing.
That's what we do.
And another big, huge thank you to my husband who handles all the logistics for the company, all the accounting for the company. Yes. He really has been working double time, along with having 2 of his own companies. He has been running double time, triple time, checking boxes at every, when I'm emailing him, sending him something at 11 at night saying, babe, we got to check another box. He's just been right on it every step of the way. So although there were a few boxes that did not get delivered in the end, it was not for us trying with all of our might to get those boxes done. And the number of people who now have received 2 boxes because UPS deemed they were lost. So we reshipped by FedEx, and funny, on the same day 2 boxes show up. So it's just been all of that. So anyways, we're working it all out and we're working through that. So
I think we need.
Should we give some prizes?
I think we need.
should give some prizes because I've got some really fun ones.
Oh,
okay.
We got sparkles.
So, we have sparkles.
Nice.
Well, first this one.
No, on the screen.
Oh, on the screen we have sparkles. Look at us.
You were like, yes, we have sparkles.
We
right
do, because
here.
I'm reaching for something a little sparkly, but Douglas likes to throw these little effects in to us now and then.
Yes.
So we do have the most amazing team, Meredith.
Yes.
I will not disagree with that. Lori's asking, the floral reef in the frame with the butterfly. That was actually featured created by Tanya. The owner of Doodlebug is Cynthia. Her sister Tanya does a lot of the creating of projects. She created that, but she hasn't asked for it back yet. So
it was for the issue.
It was for the issue. It was featured in our summer issue, and in the With Love section, and I just didn't send it back. So nobody tell them, please, that they're missing a project, because I thought it just looked really cute in our studio. So let's go overhead, because we've got some fun prizes. So funny, I'm not used to sitting, but
I love it, don't you?
Well, yeah, because I'm not so short beside you.
Well, it's just nice, too. It feels more relaxed.
Look at this amazing album. So when I was at Paige's house way back last November, she actually gave me this to give away.
That's amazing.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
I love this.
And she asked you to give it away to Megan?
Well, she didn't say that in so many words.
Of course.
But,
All right.
And guess what, Meg? Your name's not in there, so no, you're not winning it.
Oh, okay.
So, all right.
Good thing I know Paige. Good thing I know her.
G. DeMello album. I'm not sure if Paige is here. Paige, yes, it is from G. DeMello in Brazil. That's amazing. It's a well-traveled album.
The albums that Paige sells with her class
Yes,
kits.
and if you have not gone to Paige's site to see all that she does and all the classes and the albums that she's creating, oh my gosh, that she has created for her classes, they are amazing.
It's amazing.
They're amazing.
I love the colors in this one.
It is so pretty, isn't it? So
don't fall out.
Who is going to be the lucky winner?
Okay.
So from Brazil to Colorado to Markham.
That one.
And where's it going?
Kelly Hawk in Huntley, Illinois.
All right. Now it's going to land in Illinois.
Awesome.
That's exciting, Kelly.
Okay.
Exciting. All right. I have a 2-pack here. So we have our really cute, we had given this out a few events ago, maybe in 2022.
Yeah.
We gave these out. So if you were in that event and you are winning it, another one, well, I'm sure you can put it to good use, or I'm sure you can share it with a crafty friend.
I think it would be nice to be stuck together with your other one. You could put glue dots on it to make a tray of 6.
You could. A tray of 6.
I would do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we've got, of course, our tool caddy, which, these are amazing for holding all the things. I also have a pair of those really heavy gold-handled scissors from American Crafts.
They hold it.
It holds in that amazing. So,
I know.
So one of these tool caddies as well. Oh, great. So.
Okay, so that is...
So Ellen's like, I've got 2 or 3 of the trays. I'd be happy with another.
You can always use a
Gloria
tray.
Parra from Bolivia is here.
Oh, Lindsay Jackal in Louisville, Kentucky.
All right, Lindsay. Well, there you go. Did you grow up close to Louisville?
I grew up in northern Kentucky, but I went to school in the opposing school from Louisville, so we're not going to talk about that.
All right. I have a little more from, and since you guys all learned what you can do with smaller paper pads today,
I think I'll take
I thought this would be perfect. I know.
I love it. It's so
grabby. As soon as I put on the table to give away, she's like, what is that? So this is from the Butterfly Kisses collection from Doodlebug that you worked with, but how great are those, all these puppy stickers. And of course you learned from Paige, tone on tone. So you can actually create, and whoever wins this, I am challenging you to do a layout and post it in the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
I know. And you're like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't have to. But I would love to see you, based on what you learned this weekend, create an amazing layout with this package.
I love it.
So who have I challenged now? Who just got cropped?
Tisha Daniels.
Tisha will do it from Idaho.
Tisha.
She's going to do it. She's good. So when we email her about this prize, we're going to have to tell her
about the
that there was a challenge.
No pressure, Tisha.
No pressure.
Oh
just
my
what
gosh.
I love to do to people. It must be this.
That's kind of how you are with us.
Part of me. So, all right. So I have got a Simple Stories page kit. So again, you got 30 minutes. Guess what, friends? Grab one of these.
This is the new one that I love.
This is the Book Fair. I knew you were going to love it.
About this.
I knew you were going to love it. So this is Book Fair. And these are, so everything you need to create 2 12x12 double page scrapbook layouts. No cutting required. It is cut for you. It's done for you.
This collection's amazing. And I
raffle prizes with an obligation. Kristen, is that wrong? Is that wrong? I love it. So, these amazing. Yep, love it. So Book Fair, brand new collection.
Lisa Shepke.
Oh,
Yay,
Lisa, you're going to love it. Lisa,
So cute.
long time SCT
We know her well.
friend and fan.
Yes.
So Lisa, I'm thrilled that you've won that. That's amazing.
Yay, Lisa.
And we met Lisa, gosh, years ago at our Calgary event. She flew up from the States.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then was just in Markham with us.
Yep.
And yes, amazing. All right. So friends, I have the My Life 365 collection.
We featured this a lot.
Yes, we
so
did.
Good.
So you've got so many papers, sticker sheet. Again,
They're so generous.
Yeah, you've got so much. Bella Boulevard's been amazing. Then you've got this amazing chipboard, sheet of chipboard, and I believe there's a sticker sheet in there as well.
Awesome.
Amazing package. And then we have, and I love this because talk about My Life 365.
Okay, so what's awesome about this collection is that it goes through every single month.
Yeah.
So you have a paper for each month. It has cut aparts and it has solids on the opposite side.
Amazing.
And so if you want to, cut apart a tag and make it coordinate with your paper, you can do that. All the embellishments have all of those months all mixed together.
So you've got snowflakes with carrots, with, yeah, I love that, with fish, with poinsettias. Those poinsettias are beautiful.
Aren't they?
Again, you've got the beautiful ephemera words. So you've got all the months.
On there. So if you like to do that and do like a page every month to wrap up
or maybe
what
a
happened.
Calendar for somebody.
Yes.
A calendar would be so fun.
I think this was such a clever
all
collection.
the icons
the
again.
Halloween.
The Halloween. I know the Halloween. I know you're a Halloween lover, so I know that was going to speak to you.
Yep.
And then of course you've got some enamel dots. You've got enamel hearts. And then you've got this amazing Bella Pop as well. So a beautiful full collection.
Okay, I'm going down to the bottom for this one.
All right.
This one is going to be...
perfect for a pocket scrapper, yes. Yep. Or pages.
Debbie Novello in Holt, Michigan.
Love it, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Congratulations. All right. And then I pulled another one from the archive. And this was Simple Stories.
That's a good one.
Yeah, this was the Simple Vintage Love Story, which I feel like we've kind of had this weekend. It's just been one big love story, one big love fest. I love it.
I can already see that those foam stickers are gorgeous.
They are. So look at, so you've got, not only you've got the collection pack, but you also have the cardstock pack that's going to go with this. This, you've got the beautiful
foam stickers.
You've got the chipboard clusters. I love those.
Because they look like they're layered.
Because they're all layered. They do look like they're layered.
They're really
cool. Amazing. So you've got the ephemera. You've got the
page pieces.
So these are the large ones, like the big bits you were working with last night. Actually, no, we have big bits here and page pieces. I love it. And then also
the 6x8.
Wow. So
that's an amazing prize.
I love this.
And that one is going to Letha Thurman in New Albany, Indiana.
Very, very amazing. That's amazing. All right, we've got also 2 grand prizes. We're going to hold on those for a minute. So I just wanted to say once again, the power of this community is something, and we got to see you the best. We got to see the best of our community in this event. And, obviously we've talked about the issues all the way through. Tried to be as transparent as we can with what was going on, tried to communicate what we could, what we knew. There's still so much I don't know. Moving forward, we've had a few ask, are we going to run into this again? Well, again, we've been able to find some new processes. And, as the dust settles, I think, there's been some more clarification on things, more clarification on what items are going to have duties, what we can, categorize differently, possibly moving forward. We have to stay honest because, of course, although we did undervalue the boxes a little, the fine to us is huge. So, but we have definitely found out, I think, a few things. We were able to get our Let's Create Together kits out with no duties. That was exciting. So I can't tell you there won't ever be duties, I think, because, there may be small brokerage fees here and there. Again, Canadians have paid this for years, and I'm sorry, U.S. friends, that this is newer for you, but I promise you we'll be transparent, and I promise you we will do everything we can to learn, what we can. And we're working now with 3 different companies to help us achieve, a result that means you don't, have a lot of extra fees on top of that. So, we wanted to just, this is a beautiful community, and, you can thank me for building it, but guess what, friends? It's you that keeps coming back as well. And it's just such a mutual love and respect. And I feel like the luckiest.
They're all so kind and welcoming to
Yeah.
new friends too.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this an awesome community.
Yep.
Yeah.
And did we have one who was really unkind? We did. We were on the receiving end of a couple of emails, but there was one that was specifically unkind. And, you know, we refunded this and the next two things and just was like, that's not the community we have worked so hard to create.
Absolutely.
And, you know, was she angry? Yes, but unreasonable. And, you know, there's a point you reach sometimes where you just say, no, thank you. And, you know, I do that to protect the greater good of this bigger community who is so understanding and kind. And there were some thoughtful discussions. We, you know, some asked, you know, more questions, and, you know, we gave the best answers that we could with what we have at the time, right?
Yeah.
You know, was that email, you know, you're saying, thank you, so sorry, it's okay. You know, you never know what's happening in someone's day on the other side of that computer. So we try to be super gracious, you know. Unfortunately, it went a step too far where you just have to say, no, thank you. But again, that was 1 out of 620. And so, you know, sometimes you take that and you say, that's okay. That's okay. But just that comes from the amount of respect I have for this community that has supported our business, you know, through a recession in 2008 and 9. And many of you were there then and supported us and came out to events and, you know, came to meet us. This last Markham event where we had 72 of our US friends come up to meet us. I mean, that was beyond. And others that traveled in from every single event that we have held across Canada. We had somebody repping all of those events. And my heart could not be fuller. So yes, it's been a lot this last month, but guess what? You know, there's an end, you know, there'll be an end to that and we will get through it, but it doesn't diminish in any way the love that we have. So we will have a holiday event up there. We will have another paper crafting event. We are just, what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm just working through the timelines of both of my children getting married next year, you know, and 2 fairly sizable weddings. So we're just working through some dates now with them where I need to be kind of backtracking because I've got one in May and one in August. So
lots of events to lead up to those.
Right. Too. So, you know, and we've got some card events. You know, so we are working on things. We are going to have a holiday album later in November this year as well with Andrea. We'll do it over 2 nights. I'm excited about that. Like we did last year, you'll have getting your foundation pages ready one night, and then you will get your, you'll be able to do all of the embellishing, put all your jewelry on in your album, as Vicki Butin used to say.
Did you tell Andrea this before?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, does Andrea know this?
Yes. We've already picked the product 4 or 5 months ago. So no, we're good. We're good on that. So
we also have Let's Create Together.
We have Let's Create Together.
It's the last day to sign up for that. So you get to be with us every 3 months for that too.
Yep. So our goal is just to keep creating together. Yes, is it a business? Of course it's a business, but our goal really beyond that, we try to keep their prices as reasonable as we can so that we just get coming together again and again and again and again. Yeah. So we will have a paper crafting event next year. We have found this timing is actually better than doing something in the fall, and I'll tell you why. Most of the manufacturers at this point are coming out with more spring, summer, everyday collections. When we get into a fall event, you really just have fall and winter.
Yeah,
and fall and winter looks very different, you know, here in Toronto than it does in Florida or than it does, you know, in Bolivia or, you know, so what we found is kind of sticking more to the springtime, spring going into summer is going to be a lot of an easier time. And I think you're going to get better product. Yes, you might get an extra floral for those who don't love florals.
There's a B-side.
There's always B-sides. But we will try always to vary that. Pam, I have no idea who's going to be at the in-person event. Well, I do have some ideas who's going to be there, but we're not ready to share that quite yet. Yes, I'd love to have Andrea at a craft. I'd love to have them all in the studio. Who am I kidding? But really what I come to all this as I did all the thanking of our team, you know, amazing. I am one person. This could not be possibly done by one person. It's done by a pretty big team of people and like-minded that we can talk and banter ideas about. And I love it. But really it's about you. It's about you taking the time to do this. It's about you taking the time to fill up your cup. And if you've been with me all these events, you know, I say it every time. it's kind of like when the airline says, put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help others around you. Well, it's kind of the same thing. When we fill up our cup to do something we love, we're better people all the way around. And I know last week, I escaped to Chicago for a couple of days. The pressure was high. I had an opportunity to do some wedding dress shopping with my daughter, and I took it and, flew to Chicago. And that was just me saying, you know what, I needed to fill up my cup a little bit, and obviously still stay in touch, but it was wonderful. So if this is what this weekend did for you, I am so super proud. We are super proud of you for taking that time for you and for doing something you love and being with us in the chats and in the community and posting in the Facebook group. I hope you feel like the family that you are. And if this was your first time with us, I hope you got such a great, put aside the delivery, I hope you really got such a good understanding of what the SET and Crop and Create family is all about, because it is just a whole lot of love and a whole lot of gratitude for what we get to do. Again, we're no different than you. We're crafters, like all of you. We are crafters, but we love that we get to bring everybody together. I loved seeing you in your spaces together, pictures where you're all as a group. You've taken that time to make plans to be together. You've probably planned special food and drinks and little gifts, and we love that.
And put aside things that needed to get done.
Put aside the news cycle. Put aside, the chore list. Put it aside for you. So thank you for the congratulations, Debbie. Thank you. Yeah, it's exciting. So she did not say yes to the dress in Chicago.
But we had fun.
She was, Megan actually came, and that was so much fun. She did not say yes to the dress because that would be 45% more. So that was it was right around the corner from our hotel, and we had a couple hours, and I thought it would just be fun to do our first dress shop. So. I have a daughter and a son, so, I'll be very involved in one wedding, probably a little less involved in the other, but, it's going to be so exciting just to plan and watch. And we love the people they've chosen. So, I mean, that's the greatest gift is, as a parent, when your children choose great people. So we're very fortunate. So all of that, friendships were made this weekend. I love those that have reconnected, that have only know each other through our events and that came together and connected again and again and again. So we look forward to the next time, whatever way we see you, whether it's you're reading our blog, whether you're tagging us on Instagram, whether you're posting something in the Facebook group. What was it that Jen had posted? Is it coffee or tea in the morning, or what do you drink? And I saw lots of people that are starting their day with a Diet Coke, and you know what? You do you. But I love that we're just continuing to interact.
Absolutely. So just stay involved with us, friends, in any way you can.
And stay creating. Look over that instruction guide that you have. Apply those principles that you've learned to any other layout that you want to do. And, and don't be afraid. If you even use the design principle, but not even the product, and you want to put that in the album, show us. Show us. We love it. We love it. So, this was another one in the books, but, another one in our hearts. And I think I speak for all of us when we say a big thank you. And let's get to 2 final prizes. Well, I don't know. I do this at the end. I give a list to Jack, who's recording all this, but maybe we have some extra prizes. So why don't we throw all those back in? Let's throw all that back in. Give it a nice big shake. We do have another $100 gift card from our friends at scrapbook.com. So that's super exciting.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to get that one.
Okay.
Yep. Hold on.
Okay.
I can't look. Okay.
All right.
Susan Bevins in Melbourne, Florida.
Susan, congratulations. You have a $100 gift card from scrapbook.com. Now, I say we give, we'll each pick one.
Okay.
Let's give away one to Andrea's class.
That's a good idea.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Ooh.
Ready?
Hold on. I think I have 2. Got it.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So Kelly Hawk. Oh, Kelly, you just won. And Julian Savage.
Yay.
In Los Gatos and Huntley, Illinois. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
So Kelly, it was clearly your lucky day. Your lucky day.
Yep.
All right.
Yes.
Holiday event. I mean, you don't even know what it is.
Oh.
But why don't we give a seat away in it anyways?
Okay. You were so surprising today.
I know.
Okay, you choose that one. That's exciting.
Why don't we give 2?
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. She doesn't tell me anything,
me.
guys.
I love to surprise them. You know what? And it just comes to, I'm like, okay, let's do the holiday event. You don't know what it is, but it's going to be a really good one.
That's
I promise
exciting.
you. Lynn Richard.
And Irene Lindbergh.
Yes, and Lynn is from East Coast. I know we don't have that on there, but I know Lynn.
Yeah.
And we've met Lynn at events. So Lynn, you are, yep. And Irene, we know Irene as well.
Yep.
Also from our Moncton event.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So friends, there we go. Congratulations. I want to also give a final shout out to the sponsors for this event. You've seen a lot of their product. So to our dear friends at Simple Stories and Doodlebug and Echo Park, Spellbinders, Rosie Studio, Angie Blom, to
I think you got them all, didn't you?
I think I got them all.
You did.
I think I got them all.
There we go. Douglas Page.
Yeah. Did I miss anybody? Yep. And Paige, American Crafts, of course. So super, and scrapbook.com, of course, who's been such a wonderful partner to us.
Absolutely.
So without these sponsors, we couldn't do all these prizes. You know, I pay for lots of things. The one thing I do not pay for is the prizes.
Right.
They donate those, and I think that is really amazing. And they are so grateful to you as well. Grateful for your support for the local stores. You know, thank you to all of our local stores that put in coupon codes. That was amazing. And to the manufacturers who gave coupon codes as well.
I was going to say, don't forget to check out the exclusive offers page.
Yep, exclusive offers page. So on that note, I think it's a wrap. What do you think?
I think so.
Douglas, you got some confetti for us? Have you got something? Got something? I mean, we got sparkles, we got confetti, we got balloons, we got, he's like, there we go.
Hearts.
Oh, wait.
He's got a better one.
So there we go. I love it. I love it. So friends, we love you so much. Thank you for an amazing weekend. I'm sorry it seems to have gone so fast. Some of you are probably like, nope, Catherine, I'm ready for bed. Or go with your family and have some fun.
Ellen says time to eat Megan's cheesecake.
Rachel, no Doodlebug Designs coupon because they do not have a website that
a shop.
They don't have a shop that is direct to consumers.
No.
So no. So anyways, a fantastic weekend. I would wholeheartedly agree. We cannot wait to be together again.
Yeah.
So much, friends. So until next time, we wish you well. As Jean always says, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you. And until next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.